Hi, this is ashbass. I've got my G5 Zoom multi-effect processor here. What I want to demo for you is the ashbass 7 switches mod. Essentially, it takes all the mods that I've created individually and puts them together in one enclosure. So let's just kind of see how this all works. I've got my enclosure down here at the bottom. If you haven't counted yet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here are 7 switches. So again, the 7 switches mod. And we'll start on the end, see how rhythm works. Rhythm here is the same as pushing this small rhythm button at the top of the displays. So rhythm is on. I can do tap tempo now over here on the left. And I can turn rhythm back off by pressing the foot switch. When I was making the single box mods, I always had tap tempo and rhythm together, so they were right next to each other. When I laid out this plan, I actually like them spread, one on each end, kind of like they are. Now the next thing to look at is the patch select mod. This one uses the buttons from patch select up at the top of our display area to do patch up and patch down with a foot, not these small switches. So how about we'll go patch up a couple times. You'll see here our little screen telling us what bank we're in, what patch we're on. And patch select down, exact same thing, except I'm going in a different direction. Now the last 3 switches, these are different from the other 4. The other 4 switches only needed 2 conductors or 2 wires to be touched together to activate them. So here, since I'm going to be using actual foot switch combinations in my switches, I need to use a different switch. The standard blue triple pole double throw works fine, because essentially what I have to do is press 1, 2, and then a third that's kind of behind the scenes or under the chassis that will connect these two and tell the unit to do bank down or scroll left. Well, I have scroll left and scroll right as my top 2 items. So I'm going to start off with scroll right. And it works just as expected. Now we'll scroll left. Again, works just as expected. Now foot switches 1 and 2 allow you to scroll to the left. And we just took care of that one. Foot switches 3 and 4 at the same time take care of scroll right. The bank features for bank up and bank down also use foot switches in combination. To do bank, I have to be in patch mode first. I could simultaneously press 1 and 2 to go bank down, and then 2 and 3 to go bank up. Let's go ahead and check that one out. I'm going to get into patch mode. Press and hold number 4 here. And it looks like I'm on bank 1, and I have my 3 list of available patches. I can still use the patch select buttons. 1, 2, 3, third bank to navigate through patches. But what I can also do, now that I've made this kind of dual foot switch setup, is use individual buttons to scroll through my banks, or bank up or bank down. That keeps me from having to simultaneously press 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 to change bank. So let's go with bank down, which is my left button. Notice here I'm on bank 3. I'm now on bank 2, bank 1. I can also do bank up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now ideally, I'd be able to use this bank up on the same switch as the scroll up. That's how the G3 and the G3X do it. Here, it's just not possible. And that's because Zoom uses two totally independent foot switch presses to do the scrolling. Now, if you're interested in doing the 7 switch mod yourself, or maybe you just want to use a couple of the switches, you can find a nicely detailed photo diary of all the steps I took. Walks you through pieces to buy, what has to be modified in the G5 unit itself, and finally the switch enclosure. Good luck. Let me know how it comes out for you. Send me a picture if you get one of these finished so I can add it to our user mods page.